how to transform yourself into a healthy, fulfilled, abundant, and happy person. Written by Dr. Sarancha. All rights reserved. The characters and events portrayed in this book are fictitious. Any similarity to real persons, living or dead, is coincidental and not intended by the author. No part of this book may be reproduced or stored in a retrieval system or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise, without express written permission of the publisher. This enriched version is updated on January 8th of 2025. Disclaimer. The information provided in this book reflects the author's personal opinions and is intended for informational purposes only. I should not consider it direct health or medical advice. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any specific medical condition. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before making decisions regarding your health or medical care. How to effectively use the knowledge gained from the book. Read the chapters in order without skipping. Follow the book's structure for the best results. Thoroughly complete the suggested exercises and do not move on to the next chapter until you are satisfied with your progress and results. Take notes and adapt the exercises to suit your specific situation. Personalizing the recommendations will make them more effective for you. Remember that the only true indicator of your understanding is improved health and well-being. Your results are the ultimate measure of success. Preface. The book, Stop Being Sick, is a distillation of scientific knowledge and practical medical experience. The author aims to draw the reader's attention to a holistic understanding of human health, the causes and mechanisms behind the onset and progression of diseases, and to provide the necessary knowledge and tools to break free from the vicious cycle of illness. In addition to introducing the reader to new and promising approaches to treatment and healing, the book offers practical exercises designed to develop specific skills that are essential for achieving a balanced and resourceful functional state. By engaging with the material presented in the book, readers will not only be able to improve their own health, but also help their loved ones gain a deeper understanding of the methods for reassessing their actions and attitudes toward the world. This newfound awareness aims to empower individuals to heal, leading them to live healthier, happier, and more fulfilling lives. Chapter 2. Stop Being Sick. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. Matthew 13:9. The Bible. Are you tired of being sick? You are a living being in this three-dimensional world. Illness robs you of the time given for your development and the realization of your inherent potential. Sickness blocks your energy, and instead of focusing on creating positive things, you become fixated on pain, despair, hopelessness, and self-pity. Over time, you involve your loved ones and friends in this state, attracting similar sufferers into your life. Together, you create an energetic vortex, an egregore of suffering, which draws in even more illnesses, misfortunes, and destructive situations, ultimately leading to pathological changes in organs and systems. Initial complications give rise to additional ailments. This state projects onto the world around you, and this contagion, by extinguishing life and joy, spreads through information to groups of people, interest clubs, social formations, and sometimes entire nations en masse. Suffering, bitterness, shifting responsibility for your condition onto doctors, the sluggishness of social systems, envy towards healthy people, and blame towards everyone and everything result in degradation, degeneration, self-destruction, and the destruction of the world around you. Very often, an unsatisfied and sick person, driven unconsciously or sometimes consciously by feelings of revenge or envy, embarks on a path of evil. By doing so, they set in motion a demonic mechanism that, by absorbing similar energies, continually spins and intensifies, infecting the society in which they live and ultimately destroying it. This path leads to the amplification of human grief and suffering and, in the end, to the destruction of not only oneself, but also the world. Chapter 3. Diseases, diseases, diseases. The International Classification of Diseases, ICD, just a few years ago, contained 35,000 entries, and in its latest edition, it aims to encompass approximately 50,000 disease names. There is also a substantial separate book dedicated to the diagnoses of mental disorders. Diseases are named, diagnosed, and studied. Every year, new technical tools and ultra-precise instruments are developed for diagnosis and treatment. Scientists, medical professionals, engineers, and programmers have mastered organ transplants, mechanical implants, and even artificial intelligence that they are attempting to connect to the brain to control or replace certain higher nervous functions, such as thoughts and emotions. Complex surgeries are performed effectively, emergency conditions are managed, and symptoms of diseases are treated. Yet, despite all these advancements, the number of complex diseases continues to grow exponentially, especially when it comes to chronic conditions. Why is this happening? Why, despite the rapid progress in technology and electronics, do we end up with increased pain, suffering, and premature death? What crucial element have we missed as we rush forward on what appears to be a train heading toward a precipice in terms of public health and scientific advancement? Strangely enough, scientists have overlooked the most important aspect. Progress in science, in their development, have concentrated on material details, mechanisms, and specifics, while neglecting, in my opinion, the most crucial element, the science of living matter, consciousness, soul, and the human being. In ancient Vedic knowledge, there's a mention that suffering and illness can be caused by the mind and body, other living beings, and natural forces. The most important group is the first one, which reveals that most of our problems, including those related to our health, are created by ourselves. Habits, including dietary ones, a sedentary lifestyle, hypodynamia, traditions, elements of upbringing, specific behavioral patterns, and attitudes are the very things through which we mentally and physically undermine ourselves. Very often, we alone are responsible for what happens to us. In this case, neither other people, nor circumstances, nor enemies, nor presidents, nor the ephemeral and invisible great evil, but only ourselves. Most of our problems are responses to how we interact with the world around us, what and how we contribute to it, and therefore, what we receive in return. The main enemy has taken firm positions in our mind, or rather in the psychic sphere, in the subconscious. By activating dysfunctional programs, outdated beliefs, and illusory perceptions, it provides fuel for our brain, the processor to make mistakes. As a result, we, through our own actions, and previously through our thoughts and words, shape our lives in ways that lead to disappointment, illness, suffering, and a sorrowful, inconspicuous departure. Chapter 4. Are there really so many diseases? The indigenous people of the South American Sechila tribe, representatives of one of the few native peoples of the continent, despite the conquest of their lands by the Incas, and later the Spanish, have preserved their ancient language, Safiki, to this day. They have managed to do this largely because the tribe's shamans have always been, and continue to be, recognized healers and doctors. The wise elders have carried and preserved knowledge about the causes of diseases and natural methods and techniques of healing through the centuries. According to them, there are essentially two major groups of diseases. The first group is caused by human ignorance, while the second is due to poisoning of the body. Diseases in the first group are treated through acquiring knowledge, transforming that knowledge into understanding, accepting the information, and subsequently gaining skills and applying the knowledge in practice. This book you are holding is largely dedicated to this process, gaining knowledge and applying it in everyday life. The second group of diseases pertains to all forms of body poisoning and is divided into two subgroups. The first subgroup involves poisoning from physical factors, food, liquids, and environmental factors. The second subgroup refers to informational poisoning, everything you absorb through your eyes, hear with your ears, or consume through your senses, diseases. In the second group, can be treated by removing physical and corresponding informational toxins and irritants that have a direct impact on the possibility of restoring your health. Among the indigenous people, there is a custom. Before a candidate is initiated as a shaman, they are sent into the jungle with a knife and water container. Alone with the pristine nature, using only makeshift tools, plants, and herbs, they must heal themselves. Only then can they return to the tribe, become a shaman, and be endowed with the right to heal and help others. This is because restoring one's health requires time and certain resources. The structure of healing, according to the provided concept, is carried out by an honest and, of course, knowledgeable individual who can offer genuine assistance, whether they are a certified physician, healer, guru, or shaman. He will consciously navigate your path from pain to the root cause of that pain, and by recognizing it, you will rid yourself of it. An honest person is someone who has personally experienced illness or suffering and has tested this path from disease to health themselves. And remember, as cliched as it may sound, your life is not eternal. I suggest you take to heart the advice given by Don Juan Matus, a wise elder from the Mexican Yaqui tribe, to the young anthropologist Carlos Castaneda. He described this in one of his many books. The phrase goes approximately like this: only after you learn to accept your death as an advisor will you invest in what you think, say, and do as if you were doing it for the last time. Only in this way, because many people thoughtlessly play with their lifetime, often overindulging until it leads to the breakdown of the system called the human body and being per se. Upon realizing this, and also ceasing to lie to yourself, by looking into your own eyes in the mirror, you will be able to take full responsibility for your life and for what you do within it and with it. Just as you need to accept your illness, like death, as an advisor, or as another South American tradition postulates, a fearsome, two-faced demon known as Wetico. When you are ill, he shows you his demonic side, delivering a specific life lesson that you must learn. But once you have understood the cause of the illness and learned this lesson, the demon turns to face you and becomes your teacher. Moreover, he becomes a friend, a helper, and a mentor on the path of your further development.